Hello, everyone. Welcome to Celsius 233, your go-to place for fiction book summaries. Today, we will immerse ourselves in Arsène Lupin by Maurice Leblanc. Arsène Lupin is a 1909 mystery novel written by French author Maurice Leblanc, introducing readers to the brilliant and charismatic master thief, Arsène Lupin. Known as the gentleman thief, Lupin captivates with his quick wit, charm, and audacity as he executes seemingly impossible heists. His adventures occur in a world of high society, filled with mystery, deception, and thrill. Leblanc's work has been compared to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes series, with Lupin emerging as a French counterpart, blending intrigue with a subtle sense of rebellion against the rigid structures of authority. Plot summary. The September sun streamed into the opulent halls of the Château de Charmerace, lighting up its lavish tapestries, rare porcelain, and gleaming suits of armor. Germaine Gurney-Martin, daughter of the millionaire Gurney-Martin, sat at her writing table, addressing envelopes for her upcoming wedding to the Duke of Charmerace. She was a young woman of striking appearance, flushed with the anticipation of becoming a duchess, and eager to flaunt her newfound status before the entire Faubourg Saint-Germain. Yet beneath her rosy exterior lay an impatience that often revealed itself in sharp commands to her companion, Sonia Krichnoff. Sonia, delicate and pale, was a quiet contrast to Germaine. Her Slavic features exuded a serene melancholy, as though haunted by a personal sorrow that made her even more beautiful. She moved about the Château's grand rooms with a kind of ethereal grace, never fully present in the bustling activity around her. Orphaned and with no family to call her own, she had learned to navigate the whims of the Gurney-Martin household with a patience that masked the deep loneliness within her. Her thoughts, however, were often elsewhere, far from the glittering aristocratic life she served. The day grew restless with the arrival of M. Cherlet, a stout man with sharp eyes, and his sons, who had come under the guise of purchasing one of Gurney-Martin's motorcars. The three men sat with an unnerving ease in the Château's drawing room, their provincial manners clashing with the elegance of their surroundings. As Germaine entertained them with polite conversation, it became clear that something was amiss. The youngest Cherlet, under the pretext of admiring the room's decor, attempted to pocket a valuable silver cigarette case. The attempt was thwarted by the sharp-eyed Duke of Charmerace, who arrived just in time to catch the young thief in the act. The Duke, a man of charm and mystery, had only recently returned from an expedition to the South Pole. Tall, elegant, and with a perpetual glint of mischief in his eyes, he was a man accustomed to admiration. His engagement to Germaine was the talk of Parisian society, yet he moved through life with a lightness that seemed to suggest an indifference to the trappings of wealth and power. He dismissed the young thief with a warning, much to Sonia's relief. For all his elegance, the Duke seemed to possess a deeper understanding of those forced to live on the fringes of society. The day's events, however, were but a prelude to the greater mystery looming over the Château. Germaine, in a moment of anxiety, revealed the words scrawled behind a tapestry where a portrait of the Duke had once hung. The name Arsène Lupin, written boldly in chalk. Lupin, the legendary gentleman thief, had struck before in these very halls years ago when he had made off with a fortune from Gurney-Martin's art collection. His name, still spoken with awe and fear, was a reminder that no treasure was truly safe from his cunning. Germaine recounted how her father had once received a letter from Lupin, announcing his intention to steal their priceless art collection. Despite all the precautions taken, Lupin had carried out his audacious heist without a trace, leaving behind only his signature as a calling card. Sonia, standing by the window, was the first to notice the rider approaching the Château across the fields. She watched in breathless anticipation as the horseman leapt the brook and galloped toward the house. It was the Duke, arriving just as he had promised, 5 o'clock sharp. His entrance was as dramatic as ever, and as he dismounted, he showed no signs of the duel he had fought earlier that day. With his usual nonchalance, he dismissed the incident as nothing more than a trifling matter, but there was an undercurrent of tension in his exchange with Germaine. While the household bustled with preparations for the upcoming wedding, the Duke seemed more preoccupied with Sonia. Her quiet beauty and the sadness in her eyes seemed to draw him in, as though he sensed something in her that the rest of the world had overlooked. They spoke briefly, their conversation filled with an unspoken understanding. Sonia, an orphan with no one to write to or receive letters from, revealed the depth of her loneliness. And the Duke, beneath his playful exterior, seemed to understand her pain in a way no one else had. As night fell, the atmosphere in the Shadow grew tense. The Cherolais family had returned, ostensibly to finalize the purchase of the car, but their presence felt increasingly suspicious. When Germaine left the room to meet her father, the youngest Cherolais seized the opportunity to steal once more, this time snatching a valuable pendant. Again, the Duke's sharp eye caught him in the act. The young thief pleaded for mercy, tears streaming down his face as he begged the Duke not to expose him. Moved by pity, the Duke allowed him to leave without punishment, though the incident only deepened the sense that danger was closer than anyone realized. But the real revelation came not in the thefts or duels, but in the Duke's true identity. Beneath the title of Charmerace, beneath the layers of charm and aristocratic grace, lay the heart of Arsène Lupin. The Duke, it turned out, was none other than the infamous gentleman thief himself, using his position and engagement to Germaine as part of a larger game. The heists, the mysterious notes, the playful banter, it had all been part of Lupin's grand design. As dawn approached, the true master of the Shadow was revealed, not in the Gurney-Martin family or their millions, but in the clever mind of Lupin. He had outwitted everyone once again, slipping through the cracks of society's rigid expectations, always one step ahead of those who sought to control him. With his trademark wit and audacity, he left the Shadow as quietly as he had entered, his presence felt only in the lingering echoes of his name, Arsène Lupin. That's it for today, but if you're craving more, dive into the rest of Arsène Lupin series by Maurice Leblanc. The details are in the description, or just search on Celsius 233. Remember, while our summaries capture the essence, they can never replace the full experience of reading the book. If this summary intrigued you, consider diving into the complete story, buy the book, and immerse yourself in Maurice Leblanc's original work. Bye-bye, take care, have fun.